As the Sunshine State, Florida is a paradise for beachgoers and outdoor enthusiasts. But with great beauty comes great risk, as storms and hurricanes frequently batter the state. To add insult to injury, Florida has been facing a property insurance crisis that has left many homeowners in dire straits. However, Florida's legislature has recently taken drastic measures to address this issue, making major changes to the state's property insurance system. Let's talk in detail about this major development and dive into the implications of the new policies in this video. Now, before we talk about the new rules, we need to know how the geographical position of the state makes Floridians vulnerable to climatic disasters. Tropical cyclones are a norm here in the state of Florida, and there's one every month of the year except for January and March. The most active season is between August and October, which unfortunately coincides with the hurricane season. In fact, Florida is named to be the most hit state in the United States in terms of storms. More recently, Category 5 Hurricane Irma struck the state in 2017, leaving behind a trail of destruction and causing billions of dollars in property damage. Since 2000, 79 tropical or subtropical cyclones have affected the state, causing damage of $123 billion. Most of it was due to Hurricane Irma. Most recently, Hurricane Ian brought havoc to the state, with wind speeds reaching up to 155 miles per hour and torrential rains that caused widespread flooding. The storm left a path of destruction in its wake. The hurricane-powered 150-mile-per-hour winds and heavy rains caused $12.6 billion in insured losses. Ian was a stark reminder of the risks that come with living in the Sunshine State, where hurricanes and tropical storms are an ever-present threat. These powerful storms have not only destroyed homes and buildings, but also exposed the vulnerability of Florida's infrastructure. As a result, many residents have been struggling to afford the skyrocketing insurance premiums, leading to a property insurance crisis that has plagued the state for years. This unfortunate and tragic history of severe hurricanes has made it a high-risk area for insurance companies. In recent years, many insurers have pulled out of the state, leaving homeowners scrambling to find affordable coverage. The problem has only been amplified by the rising cost of reinsurance, which is insurance that insurance companies buy to protect themselves against large losses. This means that the 22 million people of Florida have an affordability crisis when it comes to housing, and it doesn't stop at buying or renting a place to live, but also protecting your home. This ongoing property insurance issue has seen policy rates going up 50% for Floridians, while it is well expected to go even higher, between 40 and 50% or more in June. Add to this the frequent natural disasters, and Florida has been left with just the Citizens Property Insurance Corporation only. It's the only property insurance option that is guaranteed to be available to Florida homeowners who cannot find coverage in the private market. This is a state-owned insurance corporation and is often called an insurer of last resort. Since 2017, 6 companies that provided homeowners insurance in the state have liquidated, and 5 more were in the process in 2022. On top of that, many other insurers have decided to voluntarily leave the state by canceling policies and liquidating rapidly. The reason? A history of severe hurricanes, making it a high-risk area for insurers, leading to skyrocketing costs and reduced availability of coverage. This leaves the people with just the state-backed Citizens Property Insurance. We shouldn't forget that according to U.S. Census Bureau's net domestic migration by state number, Florida has been the #1 choice for people to migrate to from other parts of the country, and has welcomed more than 318,000 people last year. So what will happen if another unfortunate storm or hurricane hits the state? If the insurance companies are folding up and leaving the state, this makes the situation even worse. By that, I mean it's a monopoly for Citizens Insurance, isn't it? So what new developments have taken shape recently in Florida? In the wake of Hurricane Ian, the governor of Florida, Ron Desantis, held a press conference in Fort Myers, which took a major hit during Hurricane Ian, to inform everybody about the relief and reconstruction efforts that they've been doing. During the press conference, a question came up about tens of thousands of Floridians not being able to get any home insurance at all and being on the verge of putting up their homes for sale. So what steps is the government taking about that? Well, according to reports, some residents can't be fully covered with the insurance payouts because the corporation limits coverage to $700,000, which is a joke if you have a house of much more value. Also, many people have said that they can't be accepted as they still have Ian damage to repair, which isn't their fault as their existing carrier has delayed or kept the claims unpaid. Governor Desantis answered that many reputable companies don't want to establish back in the state, and on another question about people complaining that they either have received little or no payouts on their insurance claims, the governor dropped the real bomb. He said in plain words that Citizens hasn't been solvent and won't be able to pay out if another major catastrophe was to hit the state just because it doesn't have enough funds. So now what? Well, folks, if Florida faces another major storm or a hurricane that causes a lot of destruction, the only insurance that people here can get their hands on at the moment, Citizens, won't come to their help, and wait for it, all the policyholders will have to pay for the damages. That's right. Now, Citizens is a government-backed company and cannot become insolvent. So what will happen? And by the way, the state allows it. If its reserves and reinsurance layers fall short, in case of a hurricane disaster, the company will levy a surcharge on the policyholders and then on all of the people with any policy they have. That's right, everybody will have to pay from their pocket to cure the losses of the ones who have damage to repair at their hands. Now, many people living in the state aren't susceptible to seeing a storm or a tornado or a hurricane, but everybody will have to join in on covering the costs of the damage. This means that even if your home is not located in a high-risk area, you could still be required to contribute to the cost of repairing the damages caused by a hurricane. While this may seem unfair to some, it's designed to ensure that all homeowners in the state have access to affordable insurance coverage and are able to recover from devastating storms. Relations Manager. If Citizens exhausts its surplus and has a deficit, we are required to levy assessments on our policyholders and most other Florida insurance consumers. Now, Citizens has seen an astronomical growth during the past few years just because of the diminishing competition, so they now have a lot of liabilities on their hands. If thousands of people were to come to their doorstep for insurance claims, they would seriously have issues fulfilling the demands. To make some money, what Citizens has been doing is that they've been reinvesting their collected money and earning from it. So we gotta hope that they make another several $million this year. According to the latest quarterly statement, Citizens will have $407 million in net income this year. This is a concerning situation for the insurer as well, and for that they have reinsurance in place. Yep, they too are afraid of them being in an impossible situation where they run out of money, and so the corporation has secured an extra $500 million in reinsurance protection. This could help avoid the need to reassess policyholders. But as we all know that if a strong hurricane comes in, it can cause multiple times that amount of damage. So with the profit and the reinsurance money summed up, you can hardly repair or rebuild 4,000 homes. And just to remind you that Ian destroyed 5,000 homes and severely damaged 30,000. So we are in a troubled state of affairs, folks. This only insurer hasn't got enough money to cover up a major storm. So it's until we make the environment feel safe for other insurance companies to start their work back in the state, we could forever be stuck in the insurance storm. Well, that's it for this video, folks. We hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and tell us your thoughts in the comments section below. In the end, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.